Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm reviewing this historical fiction novel called The Prisoner of Yakutsk. I just hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, by Shreyas Bhave. So it is about the mystery revolving the death of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. If you do not know, he was an Indian freedom fighter and the founder and leader of the Indian National Army, and it was said that he died in 1945 in a plane crash. As far back as 1950, conspiracy theories had started coming up that he had not actually died, or some people said that he died in another way, some said he didn't die and is living his life under some another identity, and till date this issue remains unresolved. So a lot of books have been written about the mysterious death of Bose, but this is a book which deals with it in a fictional way. Now I've heard about all these conspiracy theories in passing, but I never really sat down and just research on the topic because I think I was just too lazy. But when I heard about this book, I thought it is the perfect way, because since it's fiction, it's going to be interesting as well, and also I'll learn something. The book deals with this character who's very rich called J. Rasbihari and Tanya Williams, who's a hacker, and both of them are trying to track down Jay's real mother. And while tracking her down, the search ends up being a search for his grandparents, and that ends up being a search for Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose at the end. There's an author's note in the book which I absolutely loved. It was very crisp, precise and informative. Given that there are so many theories regarding this, it was bound to become confusing for the reader, but the author's note completely manages to eradicate that problem. Also, since this is a historical fiction novel, which means the author has mixed up history with fiction, it's but natural that one can be confused while reading that what is true, what actually happened, and what's something that the author has made up for the sake of the story. So the author's note also becomes very convenient over here, because the author has clearly stated what are the parts that are actually true, that are actually facts and have happened in real life, and what are the things that are not real and he's just making up for the sake of the story. He also tells the characters that are inspired by real life people, and the characters that again are totally fictional and made up. So a thumbs up for that. As far as the language and the writing style of the book are concerned, I absolutely enjoyed them. It's very evident that the author is not writing a book for the first time. He writes very to the point things without making them boring. The dialogues he's written are very crisp, and I thoroughly enjoyed reading. Also, given that the book is related to our history and something which is so sensitive, I like the fact that the author did his research. It's very clear and evident in the book. The author has done his research well. To be very honest, initially the book becomes confusing because he's narrating stories alternatively from different time periods. Like in a chapter he's dealing with the events happening in 1949, and then in another chapter he's dealing with things happening in 2015. You just can't link the two together easily. It becomes difficult, but once you get the hang of it, which will happen like after 3 or 4 chapters, you'll start getting the hang of the writing style of the book. Then that becomes interesting, and by the end the story comes full circle, and that is so wonderfully done. That's the best part, I think. When you start feeling that yes, the stories are linking up together, and when it starts making sense, the book gets utterly interesting and it becomes very difficult to keep it down. The way in which the past and the present that is being told, they weave together and make sense to the reader is just beautifully done. Coming to the characters, I would say that there were points when I felt that the characters were just too many to remember, but I must say that most of them, which were the main characters, were written very well. And my favorite character has to be that of Irshad Akhtar. He's gonna be one of my favorite characters I've ever read in a fiction novel. He's just amazingly written. I love the dialogues he has given to Irshad Akhtar, and the attitude that character possesses, and the things he does he's just my absolute fave. The only thing I did not really enjoy or I felt could be improved is that towards the end of the story there's an information overload which becomes difficult to digest. But apart from that, I really enjoyed reading it. If you are somebody who loves suspense novels, or if you're somebody who's into the Indian politics and conspiracy theories or mysteries, murder mysteries and all that stuff, then I think you should definitely pick this book up. I will definitely leave the Amazon link in the description, so if you are interested you can purchase it from over there. Also guys, if you're someone who likes reading about technological stuff, technology, computers and all that, so it is also very good for those people, because it includes a lot of hacking and all those scenes which I did not really understand conceptually and technically, because I have no knowledge about those things. But still I utterly enjoyed those things, and I don't know if those are things that really happen and that such kind of extreme level of hacking is possible or not. But it was totally fun to read all that as well. I also must say that the book is really informative. Another thing that I really liked about this book was that at the end they have given some blank pages for notes. So while if you are writing a review, like I was writing a review, so it could have been really helpful. Although I spotted that just when I was at the end of the book, so I couldn't use them, but yeah, that's really helpful. Overall, I really enjoyed reading it. I would give it like 4 out of 5 stars. The only 1 star because there is an information overload towards the end of the book, and the characters can sometimes feel overwhelming. So yeah, that's the only point I did not like. If you like this video, do not forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.